Hello there, I'm Brad Barton and welcome to 1.21 Geekawatts, an extremely low-tech look at the 1.21 most interesting stories in geek pop culture today, St. Patrick's Day. Here's one for all the kids out there who have big imaginations and the drive to back them up. There is a cosplayer out there named Stephanie Brown who hits many of the big conventions dressed as Batgirl, and she has been very vocal in campaigning for better representation of women both in comics and in the creation of comics. Well, her young daughter also decided that it might be fun to dress up at conventions, and so she did, creating her own original heroine called Bluebird. Because this daughter also thinks that more women should be creating comics, the daughter did just that, creating a two-page comic book version starring Bluebird. And when the mother-daughter dynamic duo went to San Diego Comic-Con last year in costume, they handed out copies of the comic to many of the comic creators in attendance. Matt Fraction, writer of Invincible Iron Man and Uncanny X-Men, even paid for his copy, which was very cool. Well, a copy ended up in the hands of Scott Snyder, writer of Batman. And guess what character ended up in the recently released Batman number 28? Bluebird. That's right. Granted, the character has different powers and a little bit of a different backstory, but Snyder acknowledges that he was inspired by this girl's creation and hopes that it in turn inspires comics creators to serve a new and different demographics for new readers. All of this sort of makes me wish that as a kid I had worked a little bit harder to develop my own comic book character, Mr. Meatball. Sadly, I did not, and you're not reading that comic right now, are you? Can't win them all. Over in the pages of Marvel Comics, the healing powers of Wolverine, America's favorite mutant, have recently been severely depleted. That's an interesting twist because usually it's his healing powers that keep him alive after he takes such a serious beatdown as regularly as he does. Well, now Marvel has since announced an upcoming storyline called 3 Months to Die, which runs from Wolverine number 8 through 12. And all the hints from the Marvel editorial staff are that, in fact, they intend to kill off Wolverine. The horror! Are they really going to kill him for reals? No, of course not. Absolutely not. He's one of the most popular characters in all of comicdom and is about to make his 7th appearance on the big screen. Wolverine is still going to be slicing and dicing long after Hugh Jackman has traded his adamantium claws for a walker. He's not going anywhere. But will the mainstream press pick up on this impending death of Wolverine? Probably. Just the exact same way that they did with Captain America and Superman. And guess which two characters are going along full steam just fine, thank you very much. Exactly. Let's climb into Wolverine's cinematic history for today's trivia question. Before Hugh Jackman got the part as everyone's favorite X-Man, another actor was originally cast to play that role. Name that actor in the comments section below. The answer to Friday's trivia question was Night of the Lepus, and the first person who knew the correct response was Jeff LaGreca of Astoria, New York. Congratulations, Jeff! You win the remote control for an air conditioning unit in my house. Air conditioner sold separately. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's 1.21 Geekawatts. I always enjoy the opportunity to nerd out with you. If you enjoyed this bite-sized chunk of geekitude, I encourage you to share it with a nerdy friend and help spread the word. You can also let me know how you think things are going in the comments section below or wherever it pops up on your little screen. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. I am at BradBarton72. That's all for 1.21 Gigawatts today. Let's pronounce that Geekawatts, shall we? I mean, it's right there. For crying out loud, would it hurt for me to pronounce it correctly? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.